Preparing the live stream.
Yeah. Welcome, God. Triple Crowns, we here. Welcome everyone. Glad to be here on this amazing Wednesday evening. It jumped in, so I jumped in. I'm gonna let Brother William go ahead though and do his thing now. Go ahead, bro. Will, you there?
Yeah. What's up, family? Having technical issues as I do, because that's what I do. As a brother JP be saying, we go. What'd you say, John? We got to crawl before we walk.
Yeah,
and that's
man,
what I'm doing.
Yeah, we'll work it out.
Yeah, if you know me, if you don't need. I was gonna say if you watch this show, y'all just started watching. We just started the show. But if you know me, you know I'm the last brother to the party when it comes to technology, despite all my efforts. But anyway, we want to say blessings to all of you all. Thank y'all for joining. You know, I know I'm gonna speak for everybody because we're blessed to say that, you know, we really look forward to this. I don't think I didn't feel like when we started the show it would be something I was jumping to do, you know, excited to do it, but not jumping to do it every Wednesday. But it has been just the opposite. It has been a blast to be in the presence of these brothers and our esteemed super producer Shuri as well, and all the guests that we've had. But also what's important is you and y'all. And actually, Jean asked me a question, and maybe we had to put this in the chat. We're trying to obviously get a following on YouTube, but we were talking about the importance of other platforms. So maybe y'all can let us know in the chat, you know, how important is YouTube in your opinion versus IG? I think we should be up and running on all. But John makes a lot of good sense because YouTube is where the money's at, and I get all that. So that makes good sense as well. But tonight, I'm talking too much already because tonight I'm excited because we're going to hear from the brothers tonight. We're going to hear from the brother Jean and the brother Tyrone. And we're going to hear from you. My brother Jean did a great commercial the other day. I was excited, so excited. I wanted to put it on my page, but he ignored my text when I asked him to send me the video so I could put it on my page. He ignored my text. I still love him, you know. But we want to hear from you all today. This is What's on Your Mind Wednesday, Tyrone. We're just going to call it that. What's on Your Mind Wednesday? So we're going to talk about anything and everything. We have things on our minds as fathers, as men. You all have things, I'm sure, that's on your mind if you are watching the show, and we do appreciate you. But yeah, we go. That's the connection. So the connection question is the Triple Crowns family rule family connection question is, what's on your mind today? All right, family, what's on your mind to talk about? We're gonna play a little background music. And Jean, we'll start with you, brother. What's on your mind, brother, today?
Oh man, I don't even know where to begin. I don't think we have enough time to go through what's on my mind, but I guess I'll just pick anything that's shoot. Work, I'm tired. Family tired. What else? Traffic tired. A lot of tired in that. Really just want everybody to just focus on having more, better outlets and better mental health. We all going through it some way, somehow. And I think that's been on my mind a lot more because we're seeing a lot of people just losing it, losing their sense of self, losing their self-esteem, losing their sense of being. And I think it's crazy that people don't have an outlet. It's unfortunate that they feel that they don't have anywhere to go, anybody to talk to, anything to relate to. So I'm just hoping that if anybody's out there that's going through it, shoot us a message, shoot anybody a message, and let's try and get you right. Try and get you help, try and get you somebody to talk to. It's not a bad thing, brothers. It's not a bad thing to let your emotions out, let your feelings out, and so on and so forth. Whatever it may be, just got to find the right way to do it, a peaceful way as possible, because it's only two ways out, either dead or in jail, and we don't need that. There's a better way to do things and a better way to go. So that's what's been on my mind lately, having some togetherness, having some unity, having some peace, having some love, man. It's not enough. It's a lot of things that are being pushed upon us. It's a lot of tough times, a lot of different restraints that we've been placed on or been placed under us. A lot of things been put on the TV screens, and we gotta find a way to get back to being one with nature. You know what I'm saying? Just get outside, get away from all that electronics and all that, and just but not this electronics. Y'all stay on YouTube, not this, but just saying, put the TV down a bit and let's get back to conversating and talking to one another, man. I saw this meme the other day, and then I'll push it over to Tyrone, but a good friend of mine I went to high school with, she put out this meme, and she said that, gone are the times where we as men had to call up that nervous feeling, had to call up that girl's house that we like and hear and go through the mother, the father, the sister, the brother, and only to be told, who the hell are you? You calling too late, or you don't have no manners, or do you know what time it is, or who you calling for? You crazy, click. Or I'm on the other line. You're going to have to try back later. But she's busy. These brothers don't have those problems. These kids got their own personal phones. I mean, they just call each other, text each other, jump in the DMs, so on and so forth. It's so much easier. So we have lost a lot of the communication factor, y'all. So let's get that back. Tyrone, what's on your mind, brother? What's on your mind? I took up a lot of time.
Oh, no, it's cool, because if we going on my mind, I'm taking up a lot of time. Seriously, no, when I talked to William earlier, the week and stuff, and we, decided what the show was going to be about this week, I instantly, any platform or any space that I'm in, it's always important that I do some kind of educating people, right? Like, just gotta let them know something that's going on, whatever. So then I looked at this weekend. Baltimore City had a deadly ass weekend, right? We had a deadly weekend leading into the week, women being killed, kids, and unfortunately for me, one of my former students from a youth program that I did, that I worked at, was killed this weekend. I mean, well, actually, yeah, the weekend, the beginning of the week. And another one was shot. They both were shot at the same time. One died, one, is still in critical condition and everything. But of course, that brings me back to the lack of opportunity in our city, right? And also, I always think about accountability, right? I know a lot of people in Baltimore and other cities can definitely can understand where we're coming from, because it's not only Baltimore where we have Black leadership in place, but it does not reflect that in, what I'm saying, in the way that resources and how things are done. I specifically think about our mayor, who's from Baltimore, who everybody was hyped and excited and pumped up that we got a young guy that's going to come in office. He's from the streets. He ran on this whole campaign of education, right, and making sure that our education systems is better, and also he ran on the platform about the police reform and reforming police. And now in the office, if folks don't pay attention, once the fiscal year budget come out for next year, as always, there's been increases to the police budget and cuts to education. There's been cuts to summer jobs for kids. And it was a large increase cut. So it's like, what do we want these kids, and what do we want them to do? I remember I had a conversation with Renee, that's one of the girls who was killed, and she, out of her own mouth, she was in a youth program that was when they were receiving stipends at the time. But once that program was over, everybody's like, oh, so what's next for us, right? I got to turn to the streets, because that's who's providing resources, what I'm saying, for our pockets to be able to do stuff, and there's no other programs going on. So when I think about leadership and people actually having the opportunity to change, the change outcomes for our kids, and they don't take advantage of it, and they don't do it, like, it just it boils my blood. It pisses me off. When I see things, like I said, like a deadly weekend like we had, young people being killed, women being killed, just so much go through my mind. I know at one point growing up, it was like codes to the street. Like you didn't kill women, you didn't kill kids, you know, you handled your stuff at a certain time, but it's just like so much have changed. So those are just some of the things that's on my mind. Like, you know, we could elaborate. I would definitely without no doubt, like to definitely dig in more and hear from others, folks who are watching. I mean, I know this is not just Baltimore City based. So again, if you're in another, you know, community that's very similar, you got Black leadership, but you don't really see the benefits for Blacks in your community. You know what I mean? Please chime in. But I would love to hear from Brother John, William, others on how do you feel about our current leadership and what's going on in our city.
No doubt. Just want to take a moment, actually, also speaking of leadership and speaking of, you know, doing things the right thing, doing things the right way. Brother Tyrone and I had the opportunity to actually interview a young lady who is just an amazing, I mean, she's a policy analyst, but she's an amazing young lady who is a future leader, I would say. I don't know about politics, and maybe it's better if she never goes into politics, you know, but her name is Miss Shamoya Gardner. And Miss Shamoya Gardner is our Triple Crowns crown jewel this week. And just a little bit about Miss Gardner. She's the executive director of Strong Schools Maryland, first generation American, first generation college graduate from Miami, Florida. And what she does, in effect, is work to make better schools, not just, as Tyrone was saying, in Baltimore City, but for the state at large. And of course, she's advocating primarily for Black and Brown children and underserved communities, also, no matter what race they're in, but those that are struggling with poverty and impoverishment issues. But wanted to shout out Miss Gardner. I did not get a chance to ask her permission, but she's an unsung hero. She is one of those bright lights in the community. And what she does is, in her advocacy, she takes the laws and, you know, the different policies that we hear about on the educational level, and she breaks them down so folk like me can understand them. Folks like me can understand, what does the Kirwan bill, what does the Kirwan commission, what effect does that play on my child's education in school? And all of the policies that have to do with education, her and her organization that she is, I want to get her title right. I know she's the yes, you know, of Maryland schools. And, you know, she is just extraordinary. So Shamoya Gardner, shout outs to you, dear sister, for all that you do. And we hope to recognize you, and actually hope to have you on the show, helping us understand educational policy when it comes to young people in the state of Maryland, and specifically in those underserved communities. John and myself were blessed. We went to schools in Howard County that did not have many of the issues that we are fighting for and advocating for. We didn't have those issues. We still face racism, but there was never a question of resources. And our kids in Baltimore City and in impoverished areas in this state, and as Tyrone will attest to, in cities throughout the country, are dealing with lack of access and lack of resources. So hopefully Ms. Gardner will join us once we extend the invitation. Before I say a little bit about what's on my mind, I want to say big shout outs to Triple Crowns Royal Family, all of you all. Just this week, we went up, Tyrone, from 16 IG followers to 45. I know that sounds thirsty a little bit, but I'm happy for the progress. We keep rising. We're going to keep on rising. So thank you. Continue to spread the word. Obviously, it's happening. And also, clearly, Jean-Pierre's commercials are having an effect, because after the commercial, we get an increase. You know what I'm saying, Brother Tyrone?
Yeah.
First 100, look at his face. First 100 YouTube subscribers will receive a link to a free 30-minute concert. John, I did not talk to you about this. Tyrone, I did not talk to you about this. let's discuss the possibility of within that 30-minute concert, Jean, you grace the mic again like you used to do with the poetry. This is not now, so you got plenty of time. I know what you're gonna say. You got plenty of time because the concert ain't happening now because I don't think we have 100 subs yet. And then Tyrone, I was thinking you and B can do a cook-off versus. Y'all talked about cook-off. I think that would be a good thing. I'm not, listen, this is coming from me. Don't hit Tyrone's page and say Tyrone said he was doing the verse because he didn't say that. I'm speaking for him. I have to ask him, but I wanted to ask him on the air. Hey, look, don't hit JP. And I know y'all know him as a caramel level. If y'all out there with the poetry and say, John, I was waiting to hear because he didn't say yes. I'm just saying we can throw that into the package. First 100 subscribers for YouTube. We need to drive the numbers up. And so we can have y'all spread and talk and get this content and information like the brother Tyrone said, which is why I love this brother always uses his platforms to educate. Jean-Pierre as well. I can attest to the lifelong educator of me. What's on my mind though? I guess it's because I'm in education and Jean and I was talking about this. And I know this is like talking shop with Tyrone, but John and I and our super producer Shuri was talking about this forced feeling of getting scholars and kids back into schools in the fall is really got me, really got me tripping. I have some very strong feelings about that. I'm not happy about it. It feels like a force. You know, we've been constantly watching how they're changing protocols. The safest, the most unsafe people in this country in terms of protocols helping to keep them safe are school children. Now, that's not a conspiracy. You can look at CDC, the guidelines, protocols. School children, school teachers, school staff, anybody in the school building the restrictions are not as tight. They're loosening. I'm not talking about going outside, going back to restaurants, going here and going there. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in the school building. So I have a huge issue with that. I almost feel like it's becoming, in my opinion, and this could be a little far-fetched, feels like it's starting to be a civil rights issue. Feels like it's starting to be, it feels like they're pushing me. They're pushing me back. I'm not ready to go, but they're pushing me anyway. They're pushing my kids. And so that's what's really on my mind. But we also want to know what's on your mind, Triple Crowns Royal family. Love to hear from you as you've continued to support us these last weeks that we've been on. It's been a blast. But what makes the show, and I agree with Tyrone and Jean, what makes the show is your comments, your questions, and your input. That's what makes this show go. Really. Jean, so you can get as specific as you want, but because we had this conversation right before, and tell the people how you feel about how it makes you feel as a father, okay? About them telling your beautiful babies, my nieces, my nephew don't count because he's of age, as they say. He don't count. So he chose his education, and I love you. You know that, JP3, I love you, brother. You go ahead and you get your education. You know, you're out of primary school. You're of age. But for the people like me and Tyrone, and the thing, I'm gonna shut up in a second. I'm excited because Tyrone has made a stand, Jean, all year. And he stood by his stand. And to me, he is a bulwark for people who say, yo, that's how I feel. And I'm gonna do what Tyrone did. We're gonna get to that in a second. How about you, Jean, about the girls at this point going back in the fall?
With my daughters, I'm not thrilled whatsoever. There's so many, the narrative just keeps changing, right? And I'm not for it. I have daughters, and to me, putting them in a situation where anything affects their health, mental, physical, I'm not with it. Even if I did it, I gotta correct that, right? So I'm just not in a space right now where I feel as though it's safe for them to return to school. They're doing fine at home. I have more confidence knowing that I can control my environment at home than I do in anybody else. I'm not gonna put my kids in anybody else's hands that I feel has an agenda. Money is the agenda, personally speaking. Please don't come after me. Money's the agenda. If y'all don't know it by now. if they don't know it by now, if y'all don't realize that by now, money is the agenda. And that's it. But I mean, I get it, you know, well, without money, then where are we? We're going to have food. We're going to have this, that, and the other. You're going to have a job. You're going to be able to afford this, that, and the other. I get it. But we don't have to put our kids' lives, health at risk just to save face, just to be number one in the world and feel like we got to strut our, you know, poke our chest out and so on. Nah, man, you're not going to use my children as a guinea pig. I'm sorry. What I'm getting at is all the evidence that comes out off and on about the different health issues, long-term, short-term, any term, I don't give a damn. I don't want, my children are perfectly healthy, thank God. Perfectly healthy. So you mean to tell me that you want me to inject something into them that could possibly tarnish that? Nah. I need a lot more information. I need to see that your kids got it and let's see how they do for a long time. Like, I mean, I'm sorry. I don't feel confident about that. And that I feel the same way as these other brothers do. We don't, the risk is not worth the reward. Just flat out. Tyrone, where you at, bro?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's where I am at. We talked, like I said, well, so we talked about this prior, and I think that we are so for first of all, let me say there should have already been, we're in the 21st century, right? So there should have already been some sort of virtual system put in place. I'm saying for kids to be able to, you know, do school, whatever. But I kept saying from the beginning of the pandemic that, you know, our leadership and those who are in the positions need to really focus on making the virtual experience the best experience possible. Because right now, physically being in the school, at that time, physically being in the school buildings was just no way, shape, or form, you know, should have been even, you know, talked about. And even now, like, I still have an issue, you know, now, yes, people who've been vaccinated and, you know, some things have changed, but there's also been things, and of course, we know younger people probably have the highest numbers now because they've not been vaccinated and not tested, but it's still a reality, right? It's still there. Why am I going to put my kids in a situation, you know what I mean, that could potentially harm them? But the flip side to that also is that education should come in many forms. And for those who are prospering and doing great virtually, I don't understand the need of wanting them to go, you know, forcing them to go back anyway. Like, that should just be set up, that should be put in place, you know, for those who do it, to be able to. And could you imagine the access that our kids could get if they were able to access, you know, other schools and other classes just virtually, right? That's not provided right here, you know what I mean, for us in our own jurisdiction, but virtually, that's something that could be provided for our kids, and you know, they would have access to it. So yeah, you know, I can go on this school stuff for a long time and want to fight some of the leaders that's making a decision at North Avenue and in other places. I know Maryland, the state of Maryland is calling for schools to go back in fall. But most likely the jurisdictions are going to follow behind them because, like Brother John said, it's all about money. And when it's a little bit of dollars attached to it, that's what's going to happen. But I mean, our kids should not be used as guinea pigs. I said this on a news, like I was interviewed by some news channel before, and I'm like, I'm not playing Russian roulette with my kids' lives. You know what I'm saying? With Corona, with this thing here. So whatever we got to do at home to make things happen, then you know that's what it is. And I know this has been a rough experience for people, but I also hope that Maryland and other jurisdictions are really looking at the fact that there are some kids who have flourished and doing good, and hope that they're not pulled out of city school systems and home to it. Right? Because now you're really talking about losing funding, since everything is about money. You know what I mean? If y'all want to do that, but it's like I don't know, man. Our priorities are effed up. They really are. They're effed up. So and it's sad that everything is centered around the dollar. Yeah.
But check it out, John. What field do you work in?
IT.
Technology, right?
Yep.
Tyrone, what field have we essentially shifted to?
Who? Us?
Us.
Yeah,
TDP, schools, technology, right?
Yeah.
So doesn't it make sense to your point, to both of y'all points, that the school system provide an infrastructure for technology, virtual platforms? I've been saying this, John, you ain't heard it as much as Tyrone, but yo, everybody that we talk to, you make it easy for the parent, you make it easy for, and again, y'all know me, I'm terrible at tech. You do not want me managing any of your technology. Y'all can go ahead and laugh because y'all know it's true. And y'all out there, you're going to get to know it's true. Who ran the show last night? Who ran the show last week? So to provide those platforms for the parent, for the teacher, and for the scholar. And other countries, other school systems are leaving us behind, leaving us in the dirt, leaving us in the smoke. We're not providing. And to our super producer Shuri's point, who's not speaking for herself right now, I forgot the number, but she gave us the numbers on the new COVID industry, the new COVID jobs that were launched in the public school system in Baltimore. I don't know about around the country, and the numbers are astronomical. So that money, in my opinion, could have been spent on creating a more feasible infrastructure.
First of all, the educators that's there should have already gotten more money.
Hey, that tell me twice.
Already in place, you know what I mean? That's there. Like, I think it's that educators have not been financially compensated, properly throughout this time. Like, no kind of hazard pay or nothing. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy, especially in a time where you have a superintendent who received a increase. You know what I mean? Who received a raise, and her life was not put in jeopardy at all. Like teachers, you know what I mean, who's in the buildings, like they're still not fully backstaffed at the Board of Education yet. They're still having their meetings from home and stuff. But you already making buku bucks. Let's not forget that. That she has a healthy salary, very healthy salary. That she's getting to get a raise, and for our educators to not even get hazard pay, again, leaders, something wrong.
That's crazy. Tyrone, any comments or questions from the family out there, Royal Crowns?
No, actually, I'm still trying to. Well, we won't talk about our issues on here, but I know Brother Larry Long said with there. Of course, we definitely got people in here. There's a few people in here in the live chat on the tube. So it's all to comment any questions and also share what's on your mind. So if y'all would like to do that, add that as well as share, invite a friend. We still got a little bit more time left in the show, so invite some friends to come through and check us out for the last of the show.
That's what's up. Shout out, John, before you jump in here, shout out to Brother Larry Long from back in the middle school days. A good, very good, great, wonderful brother. And man, shout out, brothers, to all of the endeavors that you're blessing people with your knowledge and your positive spirit with, man. We love you, appreciate you. Can't wait to have you on the show. Triple Crowns OG, my brother. John, what else you got, man? What else is getting your goat, man? What else is bothering you? Or maybe you got something good for us. I don't know.
I mean, these playoffs with the NBA, the play-in is kind of.
All right, so talk about it, because I'm not up on it, man. Talk about it. Let us know what's going on there with the NBA nowadays.
Man, they switching up the rules, trying to get the 7th, 8th, and 9th seed to play a playoff to get in to be 7th and 8th. We from the old school. I mean, you you play hard enough and you earn the record, you get what you get. And, I don't really mind it at this point, change up things for the better, but it's really, again, about that dollar. It's another way to make more revenue. You have a play-in tournament and these players are dropping, crazy injuries unnecessarily because they trying to, everybody's just about the money. Everything comes back to that dollar, boy, I tell you, So, we can talk about the weather. It's been, up and down. It's getting warmer outside. It ain't cold no more. What's up?
No doubt. But hey, let's go back to the NBA real quick.
Yeah.
So outside of the money angle, is there a draw? Is there more of a draw from a play-in type situation versus how we grew up? And like you said, you had to hoop, you had to play, you had to get through them fouls in the first and second round and that adversity to earn the right to play next rounds. Is there a draw outside the money for that?
I think that there's some people that are excited about it. Besides the gambling draw, right? Because that's really the push, right? I think there's some people that are excited about it because it does make it more exciting in terms of competitiveness. Like, you can't dog it. Like this time of year, we don't watch ball. We outside balling because we know what it is. Nobody's really playing. And if they start playing, it's towards the fourth quarter, and that's when you really want to watch the game anyway. So they took that aspect of it and it's like, you know what? Let's change this up. Every game matters. And if you want to play and you want to play for something, you want your season to show for something, the more tickets you sell, meaning if you're winning games, then people are going to come. And if you're playing well in the playoffs, then you're going to make money off of food, off of beverages, off of et cetera, right? Merchandise, all of that. It's going to drive your prices up. There's more currency for the organization, for the players, and so on and so forth, right? So there's a whole lot of reasoning behind it. I think that some are impartial. You know what I mean? It just goes either way. So I hear arguments for, I hear arguments against.
Do you think, not that I was one of the ones that went to the stadium, do you think there's going to be a return to that type of stadium atmosphere in life where you have live public? And if so, you think that's happening? Like you talking about, you shaking your head. Is that this fall, you think, or what do you think?
Hey, the Baltimore Ravens. I'm not a Ravens fan. I'm sorry, y'all, but y'all plan on having full capacity this fall. Full capacity, not partial, whatever. Y'all play, and a lot of stadiums, a lot of states are. Everybody's relaxing, dude. Like, everybody's relaxing. Everybody's like, all right, we got COVID fever. It's a wrap. We're done with it. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. And man. That's it.
What you think, Tyrone? Just off the back of that, I noticed outside of the school situation, I think I was talking to Shirley. I'm like, so COVID don't exist no more? They open it up like nothing is happening here. You know what I mean?
Still exist. I also think like it's about money. You know what I mean? And that dollar drives a lot. So they're not going to continue to lose money if people are going. And again, you got people being vaccinated and all that stuff. So that's going to be that overall, that's going to be that thing. Oh, people are vaccinated. It's fine. You had the CDC, Governor Hogan already lift the mask, for folks who are vaccinated to be outside in public places. You don't have to wear a mask. So people are going to look at that like, oh, we vaccinated at the stadium. Who knows what they're going to come up with. I definitely think that it's going to, without a doubt, though, it's not going to be many restrictions when it comes down to, games and doing certain stuff like that. These stadiums will be open as they come into these new seasons. And yeah, it's going to be something else. Brother Lamar say happy Cinco de Mayo, fellas.
Brother Lamar.
He getting the drink. What up, L Dog?
Hey,
you getting that drink on for sure.
Thank you, man, and thank you for the clinic, brother. The legal and physical clinic you put on last show. Hopefully y'all caught it. If not, like I said on IG, y'all need to check this brother out. Lamar subscribe and go support that brother. LDM Ballistics. The brother came on, educated us about the Second Amendment, did a demo, okay, offered detail. I thought somebody in the comments, Tyrone, asked the man for a some kind of outrageous discount. He didn't flinch. He was like, I tell you what. I tell you what. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Okay, if y'all subscribe to Triple Crowns, I give you a 20% discount. I'll send it to your house, put your own emblem on it, then come and get it. I'll send the guys with the armed truck around there and everything. But you gotta subscribe to Triple. So we love you, man. Thank you, brother Lamar.
I don't think he said 20%, but
I think it was 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, the
My
discount
bad.
is a discount.
My bad.
Shit, man. L, we appreciate you, brother. Definitely happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody. Hope everybody's being safe. Just gotta be responsible out here, man. Keep that mask on and do your best. Ain't nobody social distancing. Everybody want, walk by you like it's a new, they brushing by you like, yo, move out my way. Like, dude, can you respect my space? It's crazy. So
it was a stark difference last March this time. People was like they couldn't get far enough around you.
Want to talk about catching the vapors?
Oh man. They called hey, and then the stores were doing a great job. They'd be like, the clerk would be checking you out. They'd be like, sir, nope, back up. See the red tape?
And you didn't even want to be the one. Yo, think about it this way. Think about walking outside without a mask. It's like walking outside, with your zipper and everything out. Like, you did not want to be caught out without a mask. Yo, I know I did. I used to be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's crazy.
And now, like you said, they brushing up against you. You taking something off the shelf. They right next to you, going around.
Yeah.
What happened?
Looking at you like, I'm good, you good, we here. No, I ain't.
And you know what's interesting is like on its face, we really should have been, if we're talking about germs and all that, we really should have been more spaced out anyway, okay? We really should have been. You think about it. It kind of raised it to me. It has raised my hygiene. I do need to sanitize. I do need to because people, you don't know what people are doing.
People are nasty.
COVID and non-COVID, people are nasty.
Nasty. People are nasty. It's just disgusting. You don't wash your hands. It just exposed all the dirty nastiness. It's gross, man.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It is something else.
It's interesting though how like this time, I mean, you couldn't find nothing.
Not one Lysol spray.
Yes, Lysol spray. You could not find
toilet tissue.
Could not find toilet tissue.
What was y'all using before?
And now it's everywhere now.
Restock, back at it.
Although, what is it called? Lysol is high as hell. Now
went up like the price of gas.
It damn sure. I mean, the little bottle was like $8 and change for Lysol. I'm like, dude, like hold up, but yeah, they definitely have hiked up. Yeah, they have hiked up some stuff. All of the way. Folks are advising us, yes, still keep the mask on. Lamar says, yes, it was 5%. But your folks think we have reached herd status, and we haven't. Nishla, oh man, I'm late. It's all good. We're glad that you're here. I'm going to make like Mardi Gras and stay masked up.
Who said that? That was Nishla?
That's Nishla, yeah.
Okay. What up, Nishla? Yo, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And what message? I don't know. I just think the message is it's over. It's all over. It's fine. We're returning. We're going back to the way things were. That's what you've been hearing for the last year anyway. And that's the pressure now. That's the new peer pressure.
Mm.
Go and get your vaccine so we can turn back to the way things were. Go and get your vaccine. Come and get your vaccine so we can turn it back. But they forgot all the other. It was supposed to be a compound defensive protocol, right? The vaccine is the newest protocol.
Anybody want? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we probably thinking the same thing. They done throwing the mask out the window. They done throwing wash your hands out the window. They done throw spacing out the window. Telework out the window. That's not as important anymore as getting this, as they say, shot in arms. What they say.
If I may, somebody can cue. I'm your pusher.
Hey,
I'm your pusher. We got propaganda one way or another. Oh, you got to do this and we got to stay home and whatever. And then, oh, now it's okay. Everything's all right. So on and so forth. Get this shot in your arm. I'm your pusher. They flooding the streets. Mm-hmm. Get this shot. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We do not own the rights to this. This is the great Curtis Mayfield. I'm your pusher, man. The brother Jean-Pierre is right on the spot. We're not putting the little thing, but YouTube, we need to let y'all know this is an original, one of the masters of singing and songwriting. This is Curtis Mayfield, your pusher, man. Y'all need to listen to the song, because you're right, John. It ain't illicit drugs. It's this drug in your arm right now. So, Brother Tyrone, what you gonna say, brother? I'm sorry.
That made another comment. COVID will never go away ever. Whether in a pandemic is another story.
Yeah,
and that I do agree with. She also says, "Prayers up to our brethren in India. The suffering is unreal."
Wow. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, India, Colombia, being oppressed right now. There's so much going on in this world, and tearing one another down or just to benefit, crabs in the barrel, whatever. It's just, I don't know. What we doing, y'all? What we doing? There's a better way, but it takes everybody to not be envious, to not be jealous, to not feel that you're being left out or left behind. If everybody's doing their part, you're doing your part, you're putting in your work, whatever that may be. And then, everybody reaching back to help pull somebody forward. You got answers. We got the answers right here, man. It's just we don't pay attention to it. We all in our little bubble, in our little world. And I won't say everybody, because we have some great people that really do reach back and help and really do care. So it's just a matter of connecting the two, the haves and the have-nots, and those that want to reach back and do. Hey, whenever I see a kid and his mom is like, "No, you can't have that," I'm like, hell, if he can't have it because he being a badass or because you can't afford it, here you go. He can have it. It's just, we just gotta keep that heart, that mindset. Because there's a lot of people struggling one way or another. The biggest problem is we're struggling silently. And that's the killer. That's when you start getting diseases, cancers and so on and so forth. So I'm not trying to be sad about everything. I mean, there's a lot to be grateful for, right? We got life. We got a lot, to be grateful for. But we can still help a lot more than we are. So, I encourage everybody, help somebody, keep helping, keep reaching back, keep giving. The biggest way that you can receive is by giving. So never forget that.
Did you, Brother John, are you vaccinated?
Nope.
Okay, but Carmen said you were scared of needles. So
nope. I'm not. I don't do drugs. I just say no.
Wait. But Tyrone said it and then looked off. He was like, "Carmen said you scared of needles."
Right. I know who said it. I ain't scared of no damn needles. That ain't the issue.
Oh,
yeah, not knowing.
Great segue, real quick, Tyrone. Circling back, super producer Shuri. I was telling you all about the COVID infrastructure and the money that the system is paying, and she quotes here $49K for COVID employees. $49K for COVID. I shouldn't say COVID. COVID trainers and anyone that with that certifications license or name tag to do COVID testing and any COVID task or responsibility, 49K, which she says is more than a first year teacher. To Tyrone's point, to JP's point, and to my point in heart, for years. You're not teaching for money, they'll tell you that much. And then yes, no hazard pay. Thank you so much, super producer. Sure. I'm sorry, Tyrone, I cut you off again, bro.
No, he wasn't saying nothing important. Skip that damn comment. Next.
Leave it to a sibling, right? I know who it was.
We blocking her ass.
Don't worry, we're not gonna block you, but I'm gonna skip this one. But I do love to engage with the folks. I'm not gonna mention nothing about this Gucci bag.
Oh Lord. See?
The what?
I don't understand.
Get a Gucci bag, JP. I'm like, if that's the case, help me get one too. But I'll leave that between y'all.
Whatever. I don't know. So moving on. So yeah, brother Tyrone.
Something's coming on. Siblings coming on airing dirty laundry. What is going on in there? I love the Vassos. What's going on? I missed something. I missed a couple family reunions or something there.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Yeah.
You missed something. Those y'all that are here been like solid. Y'all make sure y'all bring somebody with y'all next week. Please. We do want to definitely, promote on platforms and get it going, but definitely YouTube is where we want to have the subscriptions and the views at, because that's where you can get that's how we can monetize off of this, and that's where it'll best come from, because so how about out
Tyrone and Will? I got a common question for you guys. When it comes to being a teacher in the technology, utilizing technology, how would you feel? And I think, Tyrone, this is where you were going with it, but using the cross platforms, even crossing the platforms in terms of nations, having somebody from France actually be taught English and, speaking with an English teacher from America, right? And having that virtualized student being able to have that experience instead of, it's definitely a positive to having an exchange student here on our soil, but also to be able to do it abroad, or using technology would be amazing. And I'm thinking that's kind of, if we use technology to its fullest, in that way, it would be amazing, right? So just kind of you guys' thoughts being teachers, how you would feel about that, and even has that been brought up at all in any of your conversations?
Well, super producer Shuri is actually still in the classroom, and she gave a brisk round of applause to that idea. And as a former, I guess once a teacher is always a teacher, that's a fantastic idea, and there's no way that shouldn't be happening. Because it's funny, because people say, "Oh, where does the show take place?" I think I heard you say it, John. I think I heard you say it, Tyrone. Well, whenever we're on the internet, we're everywhere. We're physically in a place, but you have access to be wherever. And so, yeah, man, those would be great moments for students to meet students of other nations, especially when we're talking about, you mentioned a French-speaking person. If a African-American person of African descent from America can speak to an African Frenchman or French woman, oh, wait, what? Wait, huh? Or an American here can speak to a Black British person. Wait, what? I didn't even know. Or a Black person here can speak to a person from Honduras who is a Black person. Right? So what you're saying is fantastic. That's what should be taking place. Tyrone?
Yeah, education shouldn't be limited. You know what I mean? Like, it should be everywhere, especially when you have other countries who's outperforming us and doing these kinds of things, like, why wouldn't you want to connect? You know what I'm saying? And learn and know what's going on. Why wouldn't you want to give our kids access to, you know what I'm saying, some of those opportunities, and then give others access to, you know, some of the opportunities that we have going on? You know what I mean? Like, that's the, to see a real change. Like, it's going to start with like education for real, you know what I mean, and making sure that everyone have access to a world-class education. So like, that's definitely exactly what I was saying, brother John. Like, it shouldn't be limited. Like I hate the school choice program here, right? Because like, you can't, you know, like, you're so limited. If you're in certain areas, you can apply. Of course, everybody don't get into the great schools here, you know, but like City last year, City had like a 95% success rate going to college, right? That don't happen at almost no other high school, right, in the city. So why isn't the same type of resources, you know, that's available at City? Why aren't those resources available at Patterson? You know, why aren't they available at, you know, all that kind of stuff like that. So I just think that across the board, like, yeah, it should be no limits to the access for education, period.
And it keeps everybody engaged, man. These kids learning different things at different rates, and you know, their interest levels are totally different. You know, we had shop and all of that stuff back in the day. So teaching a kid a trade, having a trade is somewhat better than going into college in some ways, because you ain't got no debt. And you got somebody coming out, learning something immediately and contributing to society, versus somebody going to college and learning that over some time and, you know, having to pay some money to learn that and not necessarily coming out with the same opportunity. So that's just some knowledge for you people out there that are trying to choose between, you know, school and a trade. Yeah.
Hey, listen, y'all spoke of change. I promise I'm gonna do a little snippet of this song. It's a song I wrote a while ago. Called Soldier for Change is what we're all about in our own ways here. Trying to, you know, like John said, love these brothers, man. We're all on the same page. Turning the narrative, switching it up, telling the truth. So I'm just gonna give a little snippet, and maybe this will entice you to subscribe more so you can have a concert, the full concert, and maybe we can get Brother John on the poetry side. Go ahead, Tyrone. What you gonna say? You gonna say something?
No, I'm just ready to listen.
Okay, real quick, just a little snippet. I wanna be a soldier for change. I wanna be a soldier for change. No more injustice around my way. I'm gonna take action, improve my life today. One verse, y'all. I know it's hard to see his light. With so much pollution, violence and vice, trash everywhere. My people fuss and fight. So what you gonna do to take control of your life? I'm gonna be a soldier, and y'all gotta check us out after you subscribe for the rest of that and some more good stuff. And that's all I have. We got the Peaceful Journey. John, final thoughts, brother?
Just keep pushing, y'all. Just keep pushing. Do what you got to do. Hopefully that's in a positive manner. Tyrone, I'm sorry for the losses. I'm sorry for the, you know, murder rate. It's just, it just keeps increasing, man. We just got to find a better way. Y'all just keep love first, and wish everybody well, and hope wellness upon everybody.
Brother Ty.
As always, thank those who joined us. And all continue to share alive if you have. I would just leave with making sure that whatever city, wherever you at, like know, and make sure that your voice is heard. No matter what. It's power in numbers. Organize other people and educate on the beliefs and what is going on and what's real. Like it's not a waste of time. So don't hesitate to educate your brother about what's
going on. Beautiful. Hey, may the Lord Most High bless you, keep you, cause his face to shine upon you until we see you again next Wednesday. Keep watching all our platforms that we're on, IG, Facebook, most importantly, and YouTube for updates. Thank y'all for supporting us and joining us. We do love you, and we do wish peace and health upon you. Peace, y'all.